If I had $1 for every time a roofing company owner asked me, Ariel, where should I put my next marketing dollar? I probably wouldn't need to be making this video or running a business altogether. The problem is, or what I should say is, what most roofers do is they choose their marketing channels based on what their friend's doing, the guy down the street's doing, or whatever the last salesperson suggested. But today I'm gonna remove all emotion and I actually wanna rank the 10 most popular ways to generate roofing leads, from the absolute least favorite channels to the one I'd put everything all into if I had to do it. My name's Ariel Cohen with Marketing 411, and over the last few years, I've looked into hundreds of roofing ad accounts, and I know what it costs to acquire a customer on almost every platform in all different states across the country. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna rank these factors based on intent, based on cost, and based on what I see as an actual return on investment. So let's jump right in and start from the bottom with number 10, radio and TV. It's my least favorite, hands down, because you really can't track it accurately and it relies purely on a broad awareness. So if you're running a $30 million company, then it's fine. But if you're under 5 million and you're paying to broadcast to thousands of people who, could have just bought a roof yesterday, you don't even know who's paying attention, I just think at that budget level, it's not the best way to use your marketing dollars. Number 9 is lead aggregator sites. So these are the platforms that sell you leads. They also sell to 3 or 4 other contractors. So you're paying for a name and a phone number and you're racing to be the first one to call or who has the best price. And the lead quality can sometimes be inconsistent, or the homeowners already had 5 contractors call them back to back. And you really have zero control over the experience. And some companies make it work because they call quickly and they have this dialed in. But for most roofers, the close rate on shared leads is painfully low because you're competing on price. So I definitely don't recommend this option. Number 8 is going to be mailers. Now, we're getting into targeted marketing, and in that case, mailers could work, especially if you drop them very targeted to specific neighborhoods that just got hit by a storm, or maybe areas that you're already working in. However, the baseline response, and if you've ever done mailers, is the conversion rate is actually really tiny. It's often a fraction of a percent or a percent. So you really have to send a lot of volume and print and postage to get any sort of result. So it's not that I don't recommend doing this. It's definitely a supplementary tool, but I do not consider this a primary engine to driving leads for your business. So that is why it's ranked number 8. Again, I would still do it, but if you just did mailers, it is not going to fuel your business. So let's move on to number 7. Number 7, the good old door knocking. Okay, a good door knocker and canvassing teams are great. And sales teams out in the field will always convert because they're face to face and you have those metrics and you can get to them before competitors even have a chance to call people back. But I'm ranking it at number 7 because of friction and also because of the time it takes. You really can't scale it unless you have the right team in place, and it's a lot of manual work. Homeowners can be hostile, they have no soliciting signs, right? So going door to door, it works. It's just harder to build a business on. It takes a really great canvassing team, and you're doing, in my opinion, work the hard way when there are easier ways. Number 6 to generate leads for your roofing business is going to be actually YouTube. And this is ranked way higher than TV. I actually feel like you could do so much more with YouTube and accomplish the same thing, but more targeted. Because when a homeowner watches a video of you, your brand, explaining different things like difference in shingle brands or materials, right? You already have become the contractor that they trust. YouTube's more of a long game, but you can get views for pennies, right? And you could really get a large amount of views and eyeballs on your business. You will have some conversions, but I like it more than TV. It's actually cheaper and you can get more views and you could actually You could track and retarget who views. So before someone sees your Google ads or sees your truck, they already start to know your name, your brand, your face. And that's why YouTube is number 6 for me if you're looking for exposure. Number 5 is gonna be SEO, organic Google traffic, and now even AI traffic, okay? Yes, Google ads have high intent, but with SEO, you're not paying per click. and people click organic results more, and it's more natural conversions. I've seen companies where SEO drives a majority of their inbound calls at basically zero cost once it's built and once they're ranking. And so the only reason it's not number one is honestly just because of the length of time it takes, right? It takes 6, 12 months, even years. It can be to really dominate competitive markets with SEO. So you can't just turn it on next week, but it is a great investment for any businesses that want to generate leads and plan on being in business for the next few years. Number 4, I'm going to jump into meta ads. So this is Facebook and Instagram. I think it's incredible for creating demand and top of funnel. When the homeowner is scrolling on Facebook or Instagram, they're not thinking about a roof. They just see your ad, and maybe it's a storm, maybe it's a financing offer or some sort of special deal, and they click. What's really cool about Meta is the cost per lead is super cheap, but the intent is lower than search. So your sales team and your marketing team and your automations really have to be dialed in, because it's a lot harder to get those people from clicking on the ad, submitting their information, into actually sending through and booking an appointment with you guys. And so for that reason, it's number 4. My third favorite way to generate leads for roofers right now is Google Ads. This is capturing demand. You're talking about someone who went to Google, typed in roofer near me, roof replacement in XYZ area into their phone, into their computer. So the intent is massive because they have a want, a need, or a problem. The only thing with Google Ads is it's getting more and more expensive over the years. If you run Google Ads, you know what I'm talking about, and you're really bidding against all these other roofers in your zip code, and it's really a pay-to-play game. So it's important that if you are going to run Google Ads, you have your website dialed in where it can convert people and that your follow-up is quick, because Google Ads will cost you more than most lead sources on this list. We are down to the last 2, my favorite ways to generate leads for roofers right now. And coming in at number 2 is straight up lead generation, what I like to call digital door knocking. So forget about the old school door knocking where you need to have people on the ground. Okay, you can actually do this digitally and hit thousands of doors essentially, all online, versus having to manually go out and door knock. Now, I'm not saying if it works for you, great, but this is what I am seeing work really well. I'm talking about exclusive, high quality pay per lead programs. These are not shared leads. This is not Angie's, okay, that I was talking about way up in number 9, where you're racing against 4 other guys to bottom it out on the price. This, when set up correctly, is a campaign that's as predictable as marketing can get, because you're going straight for the lead gen. The bad part is it's not building your brand as much, but it is getting you what you want, more inspections. So you know exactly what the lead costs. It's a performance-based marketing. You're not at the mercy of different ad platform algorithms that can change on you. And if you have the budget, it's a math equation that you can really scale to drive more inspections now while you do some of the other things I mentioned on this list. So coming in at number 1, best way to generate leads I found time and time again right now is Google local service ads. You might know it as Google Guaranteed. You are positioned with this at the very top of Google, above the regular ads, above the SEO map pack. And best of all, you don't have to pay per click. You are only paying for real phone calls and real messages. You know, if it's a spam call out of your service area, they tend to really credit you, so you're not paying for those leads, but it carries the Google Guarantee badge and it instantly builds that trust with homeowners. So what I would like everybody to do, if you're watching this video, max out your local service ads budget and see how you can get local service ads to be a main driver of leads for you. I have a client right now, last week alone, they got 101 leads from 1 week just on local service ads. So it's definitely a scalable channel. Now, the channel really doesn't matter, all the things I just talked about today, if your follow-up is slow. You could have the best lead gen, the best local service ads, the best of everything, but if your team takes too long to call someone back, the job is gone. So marketing just gets the phone to ring, but what happens after that is really on you and your team. So if you're spending money on any of the 10 resources and marketing sources I just talked about, Google, Meta, local service ads, and you don't know exactly what your costs are looking like, you know, how quickly you're calling, we need to dive into that. You need to know your numbers. And so you could look through and see what's working and what's not. And that's exactly what we do. We run marketing assessments exclusively for your company, where we come in, we look at your market, we tell you exactly where your money is going and what's actually working, and then we can provide a customized plan to tell you which of those top 10 sources you should be focused on to generate the most leads for your business. So if you're interested in that, click the link below. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which source in the comments is your favorite to generate leads for your business, and I'll catch you next time.